What is going on, everyone? Derek here today, bringing you episode 1 of Project Fox, and welcome back to the channel, guys. I can't wait to jump on into this, but really quick, before we go out to the car and begin this episode, I do have a couple things to go over. Please hear me out. Do not skip this. It's very important. As you can obviously tell, Project Fox, this is going to be the build series where we build up our 1982 5.0 Fox Body. Before we actually jump into today's video, guys, I have a huge announcement. Many of you might know that I've actually provided some DBP Squad merch in the past, and you know, it was pretty successful. So with this whole new project series, I kind of wanted to go a different route, and I wanted to involve my fans of the channel and the ones that have been holding it down since day one. And before you go and ask yourself, well, how the hell are you going to do that from over the internet? So the huge news is, guys, I have actually released an April drop of Project Fox merchandise, and this merchandise, guys, is cream of the crop. What I mean by that is, in the past, I have released some cheaper merch, you know, with the quality of the shirts and the way they fit. I'm over that. I am bringing you guys 100% the best merchandise you could possibly get with a provider Teespring, and this stuff is going to feel amazing, and it's some top-notch quality. So with this new merchandise, guys, every single time we make a sale, I have a separate account set up for the profits of those sales, and you guys are going to be able to pull some strings and let me know what modifications you want me to do, and that's where this money's going to come into play, and we're going to get this Fox Body project rolling. Now, don't feel like you have to go and buy some Project Fox merch in order for this build series to start. It's not going to work like that, but if you guys do want to say you helped me build this Fox Body project, which is definitely going to blow up here on my channel, I can promise you that. It's a pretty cool way for you guys to actually be able to do that, but not only that, guys, you're going to get some really good merch, and like I said, every month the design is going to switch. So with this month's design, you could clearly see Project Fox with a fox head design in the background, and it looks pretty cool. It's super simple, and I'm excited to get my hands on mine, and it should be here pretty soon. So if you guys are interested and you want to support myself and the channel and get this Fox Body project off the ground, head to the link in the description, go buy some of the merchandise, and if you actually scroll down underneath the video, it's going to show a list of my merch, and you can just grab it right there as well. But alright, let's move this ring light, and let's go outside and get this episode rolling. Hey, so I think the fans want the car red. All right, guys, so obviously we're now outside. We have Lucifer here in the Fox Body spot. I just pulled it out so we can pull the Fox Body underneath here. With today's episode, guys, I do want to go ahead and acknowledge when we picked up this car, it was more of like a mission-based video, obviously, because we were going to pick up a car in North Carolina, so everything was like quick. When we got there, I was kind of fangirling over the car because I was just so excited, and I didn't really get to share like the whole entire platform with you. And I say platform because many of you understood that this is going to be a project car, but then again, there was a lot of you that were like dogging me for going to pick up a Fox Body when, you know, you were the ones complaining that I needed a project car, and that's the whole keyword right there, guys, project. I know the car doesn't look anything like that or even presentable in any sort of way, but you guys have to understand and hang with me, this thing is going to be insane one day, and I promise you that. I wanted to go ahead and just go into every single nook and cranny with this car and give you guys a proper view of everything. Again, when we went to go pick it up, everything was just so fast. I felt like it was rushed on your guys' end. You know, I feel like I wasn't able to actually show you the body lines, you know, what's wrong with the car, what we're working with underneath, the interior, the engine bay, the hatch. Like, I want to show you everything. So that's exactly what I'm going to do today, just so we're on the same exact page and you guys can like take in what I'm working with. And you know, by the way, a lot of you commented on that picking up video. So much helpful information, and I can't thank you guys enough for that. I highly recommend you guys doing that because that informs me and it educates me on these cars, because I'm gonna be honest, this is all new to me, but there were a lot of you and a lot of old head guys, which I do appreciate, that literally told me so much in just the comments section. So please feel free to do that again. And, you know, let's just jump right on into this, guys. We have a 1982 Fox Body Mustang GT, and that's actually the model of this. It's not like an LX, it's a GT model. So a little information on this car, guys. Back in 1982, Ford actually released this, and this is the first GT Fox Body Mustang with an 8-cylinder 5.0 liter motor. And the boss is back, baby.
The word is on the street. The boss is back. It's Mustang GT with a 5-liter high-output engine, performance suspension, and options like a T-roof and Recaro seats. So whether your street is Sunset or Route 66 through Amarillo, the word is out. It's Mustang GT. The boss is back.
There's a lot of Ford history with this car, believe it or not, and to be honest with you, I did not know that. It's the simple things like that that I was so uneducated about that when we picked this up, we got a gem, believe it or not. So what we're gonna go ahead and do, guys, I'm gonna start here at the front of the car, and we are just gonna look over everything. I'm gonna show you the body lines, the body itself. I'm gonna go ahead and show you that there's like no crazy rust. We're just gonna go over the whole entire car. So starting with the front, guys, you can obviously see we went with the 4-eyed Fox. A lot of people hate it, a lot of people love it. I love it, and it's really grown on me. As far as the front bumper, you guys might be able to notice that when it meets this fender here, it seems like something's missing, and that's because there is. So if we go in the back of the car here, you'll be able to see that we have all the old trim, and this old trim obviously tends to fall off, you know, with sitting for a long time with the heat and the cold, heat and cold, and that trim ran all across this body. So if you guys think this is damaged or was damaged, it's not. We're kind of debating if we want to replace it or not. I kind of like it, kind of like that body without it, but other than the trim, the body is in amazing condition. You can see the lines. And you know, from the front bumper to the fender, the lines are super tight. From the bumper, fender, and the hood, the line is super mint going all the way up, which is a huge deal, believe it or not, because if this was all shifted, we'd have a problem. Looking at the front bumper, definitely needs some love, don't get me wrong, but nothing some paint can't do. As far as the stock grille, we have no busted tabs or anything like that. Got the fog lights down here. Again, everything's in really good condition, just needs some paint. You can see at the bottom of the bumper here, there's no chips, nothing like that. And we come to this side, got a nice tight line going all the way up. And as far as this line too, looking really solid, and there's nothing wrong with the hood. You know, this pony badge is a little faded and scratched, but I don't know how we would replace this or fix this if we stay with the stock hood. We haven't quite decided yet. Moving on to the side of the car, you can see we have these beautiful OG50 badges, and take a quick look at that. Those look really similar to mine, and I obviously know they did this for a reason. These just have a little modern look to them. Crazy that I own a new Gen 5.0 and an old Gen 5.0. That is just so cool to me. As I was saying though, moving on to the side, again, got that stupid strip that's all taken off. As far as the door line, everything is nice and solid, and you can see everything opens perfect, no hitting, and believe it or not, check this out. That's awesome, especially for an old car that closes perfect. The mirrors definitely need some paint along with the trims and everything, but looking at the lines, everything is nice and tight. Quarter panels looking really solid. I haven't actually even opened that before. Everything's lining up nicely. Everything's flat. It's crazy. Like, I hope you guys can like take this in and see what I'm looking at, because for a Fox Body project, this is already amazing. Moving on to the rear, we got kind of like this stock spoiler. You can look down there. Lines up perfect. Got some more body lines here that are nice and tight. And you know what? I'll go ahead and actually open that up for you. Check that out. That is so cool. Take a look at the original taillights. No cracks or anything like that. Those look wonderful. So again, the only thing I can really complain about are the bumpers. You can see here the rear bumper and the front one's just like this. It's really flimsy. It's like it's a cover over a crash bumper. Let me know how paint works on this, or even like restoring this trim. Like, what steps do I take? Do they sell a whole new rear bumper piece like this, or what? Got the original badges right here too, which I find super neat. Mustang GT. But moving on to this side, guys, we have this rear quarter panel, and I'm gonna be 100% honest with you, this one isn't flawless. So if we come down here, you can see we have a tiny bit of rust, and this is gonna be the only rust on the car that's, you know, we're gonna have to get fixed. I know when we went ahead and picked the car up, I know many of you weren't able to see that, but literally like the size of my thumb. So that is one thing we're gonna have to take care of, but that should be no problem. And in the video of us picking up the car, there was one spot of rust that everybody was freaking out about, and that's this surface rust right here. But this is surface rust, like I just said, that's gonna sand right out. So that is not gonna affect the body at all. But other than that, as you guys can still see, the body lines are super nice on this. Coming down to this door, and you know, we kind of went over this already, but here's the driver's side door, but nice and easy. And it's so smooth, man. I am absolutely so impressed with it. But the last thing we have to look at is gonna be the roof. and you could clearly see there is nothing going on with this. Like, this car has no dents. Not a single dent is in this car, which is absolutely insane to think about since it's from '82. So for those of you watching this right now saying that we bought a piece of crap project car, you're absolutely wrong, because you have to look at the big picture here. In the big picture here, this car has such great potential due to the fact that the body is in immaculate condition. So as far as the exterior, guys, that's pretty much gonna go ahead and wrap that up. There is one thing I do want to point out. In the video, I did say these were the OEM wheels. I stayed incorrect. Those aren't the OEM wheels for this car. We actually have the OEM wheels over here, and I don't know what we're gonna do with them. We're not gonna run them back on the car, and a lot of you want us to completely restore this to the factory condition, but at the end of the day, there is no plans whatsoever of my father and I splitting this car and selling it ever. But I am gonna go more into this in another video. I just don't think restoring it to stock is gonna be enjoyable. As far as these stocks, don't know what they're worth. Not gonna use them, I'll tell you that right now. And as far as those wheels, I wanna say these came off a mid-90s Fox Body, I believe. Well, yes, ladies and gentlemen, that is the exterior of the car. As you can see, it is a perfect platform for a beautiful four-eyed fox that is gonna be coming to you, I promise you that. So now that we got that out of the way, guys, let's go ahead and jump on into the interior. All right. Starting off, guys, I am going to acknowledge the one thing in this car that everybody has been freaking out about. That is gonna be the factory seats. For those of you that don't know what these are actually 1979 Pace Car factory Recaro seats. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, freaking Recaros in 1979 in my Fox Body, and I'm stoked about these. So don't you think for 1 minute I'm getting rid of these and putting racing seats in, because you are high as hell if that's the case. As far as the seat condition though, you can see they definitely need some love, but the one part about these seats which is extremely hard to find is going to be the headrest. As you guys can see, they are covered in like leather and the netting. There's double netting inside of these, and both of them are in perfect condition. So we are going to end up keeping these seats, that's for sure. As far as getting them redone, I think that's the route we're going to go. But let's go ahead and sit in this thing, and we can even shut the door to get the full effect. So I did kind of do an oopsie, and that's going to be with the steering wheel. You can see I have the caps, and I don't know why on earth I tried doing this. I guess, you know, anybody else would, but pretty much that cap sits in there, and I think I broke a tab off of it. For some reason, when I was test driving it, I thought it was the freaking horn. So I ended up pushing it with my thumb, and my thumb went right through it and pushed the cap in. So I just took them out and put them in there. But the steering wheel, I also heard, is super rare to have. Other than the steering wheel, one of my favorite things about this car is how it's fully black interior. Some of the years in Fox Body, they came with everything red, and my gosh, like, that makes me want to throw up. No offense to anybody, but there's no way I was rocking a solid red interior. Absolutely no way. But my absolute favorite part about this Fox Body interior is gonna be this. And that's gonna be the door panels, ladies and gentlemen. We got these awesome OEM door panels. Not a single rip, or is there any tears, any cracking, nothing. You can't see, we do got some manual windows, which I'm cool with, because I did hear the electronic window systems in these kind of bug out, and then you have a huge wiring problem, and not to mention the nostalgia you get just having these in is a huge plus. But yeah, take a peep at that door panel. Thing is absolutely in mint condition. Now looking at the dash, you guys can see it obviously is very old looking. Everything works though. Speedometer works, tachometer works. We haven't tried, I know the AC doesn't work actually. The AC does not work, the heat works, but there is one downfall to this dash. I don't know how well you can see that, but it is cracked up here, and I heard this is like a super common thing with these. But you know, other than those little cracks, it's honestly in pretty good condition. All this works. And you know, as far as this other door panel, guys, take a look. It is, again, not a single rip, tear, crack, nothing. So that's awesome. Got the center console, it's all working. You can see it's nice and snug. Got a button, and very solid, no rips, tears, cracks in the leather like that. Got the e-brake that works perfectly fine. And you know, my favorite, we got the 4-speed shifter with the 4-speed transmission, obviously. It's smooth, every gear works perfect. I don't know how well the transmissions are in this car. Someone please inform me. 1982 Mustang GT, 4-speed manual, don't know again. The OG cigarette lighter there, and we have some gauges down here. Factory Kenwood, which we'll probably keep. I don't think the speakers are working in the car, but it does turn on, which is pretty cool. And looking in the back, I have actually not pulled up these seats, and I don't know how. Haven't really messed with that. The one thing that's definitely gonna need taken care of is the headliner. It's sagging, which is kind of expected, but we're gonna go ahead and redo that as well. And check this out, guys, this is so cool. So I saw this little thing and I was like, what the hell is that? But take a look. It's a freaking light. It's like a legit flashlight that folds up and down. How old school is that? There's really not much we have to do as far as the interior. You best believe though, we're gonna dive into everything and do it the proper way. But you know, with the interior, guys, that's just gonna lead us to the last thing, and that's gonna be the engine bay. So let's take a look at that. We have our hood latch right here. Let's take a look underneath this hood real quick. Hey, it has a hood prop, just like my 2013 Mustang GT. Ford, you did a fantastic job. But all right, guys, looking underneath the hood of the 82 Mustang GT, we obviously have the 5.0 liter Mustang, which they first brought back in the Fox body. So I'll be the first to admit it, the engine bay definitely needs some work. You can definitely see the aging, you know, with everything, with starting to paint, peel. It's really dirty, but don't let the looks fool you. Check this out. So underneath the hood might look hideous, but that's exactly why we fell in love with this car, because not only is the body in honestly 9.5 out of 10 condition, the project car is currently running and it runs like a top. Sounds really healthy. This thing freaking runs like a champ. Yeah, my favorite part is definitely this hood prop, just because my car has one, and you know, Ford has been cheap all these years. There you have it, guys. That is going to be a full inspection on our 1982 Mustang GT Fox body, and I'm so glad I was able to bring you this video because I want you guys to be on the same page, which I feel like you have seen the car inside and out now and know exactly what we're working with. To me, that makes it so much more fun because, like I said, if you guys want to purchase some merch and hop in on this build, that is literally going to fund this car right here. So do that, and I promise you we're going to be listening to our fans, letting us know what they want to see, what modifications we should do first, all that stuff. So definitely hang tight. We have a lot more videos coming. But as far as today's video, guys, it is going to go ahead and wrap it up. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope I cleared a lot of questions with this, and you got to see Project Fox for the first time inside and out. But until next time, we'll see you later.